Hey guys, Base Shogun here, and today we're going to take a look at what I consider to be a pretty important topic for this channel and a lot of collectors. Alright guys, so San Diego Comic-Con came and went. There'll be a lot of cool things coming out this year. I might do a video on some of the best that we saw there. Of course, I didn't go, I'm in Canada, but there's tons of videos and pictures online, as I'm sure you have already seen. So let's start with Power Rangers taking a break from Lightning Collection. You know what? I think this is actually a good idea because for me, the quality has gone down and down and the price has gone up and up. Now, I haven't bought a Lightning Collection figure for a few years until I bought the Walgreens exclusive Invisible Phantom Ranger. And it's a nifty figure. But you know what, honestly, there was still problems with it. The articulation felt not great. It had like stiff and then extremely loose joints. I wasn't impressed by it. And you know what? I think they're missing out on doing a Build-A-Figure there, because I look at Marvel Legends and they're not perfect. It's Hasbro. But you know, at least you get a Build-A-Figure, you can work towards something there. And I just think the quality on your average Marvel Legend is better than a Lightning Collection. Maybe not the monsters. Some of the monsters, you know what, do a very amazing job on. But overall, I think this might be a good idea to take a break from. It doesn't really affect me. I am sorry to all the Lightning Collection fans, you know, that really wanted to complete a team that's now gonna be put on ice and, you know, you just can't do it. Maybe, you know, you have to bring in, they did the in space, but, you know, maybe you have to try to substitute in an old Bandai one there, and it just doesn't really work that good. Here's a Lightning Collection. This is one of the last ones I bought, I think, before I took a good long break. I kind of looked at it and, you know, I got most Lightning Collection figures, especially the monsters, and I just said, you know what, enough is enough. I can focus this money on other things. So you know what? In terms of the Lightning Collection news, overall, I do think it's a good thing. However, I can see a lot of fans and collectors being very disappointed. All right, next section of the video, I want to cover Cosmic Fury there. So it looks like Cosmic Fury, and we've kind of known this, is going to be kind of the last hurrah of what we consider the traditional, take some of the Toku footage, add a bit of our own. The toy lines follow whatever Sentai series, more or less. There are a few exceptions, like the 2017 movie Zord, which is kind of just a huge hunk of plastic there. But that kind of relates to this, because this could be kind of Hasbro's last standard Zord release. There's talks that in the future it will be less Zord focused. Of course, I think that's bad news from a Zord guy like me. Now, I'm not going to cover any, you know, of the Writers Guild, the Hollywood strikes. We've got some new footage here. So the Cosmic Fury Morpher was teased. Some places, actually, it has been found and bought. There's a few reviews on YouTube there. And for the most part, the fans are all thinking the same thing. This looks like garbage. And, you know, I did a little preview video on it and, you know, trying to be positive. It's a toy channel. You don't want your favorite toy series to bomb. But you know what? They're right. It looks like garbage. It looks cheap. I think it's a step down from the Dino Fury Morpher, big time. Now, I don't own it. I'm going to get it to review it before I, you know, say, hey, it is garbage for sure. You know what? You know, I've been collecting for a while. My collection's quite large. I've seen new releases come and go. And you know what? You can't trick the fandom. So I don't have high hopes for the Morpher at all, which is unfortunate because I think the Dino Fury one was actually really fun. Like, I put a key in the first time, didn't know what was going to happen. And I think I got the boom tower and it made like a farting sound. And me and my wife thought that it was so dumb, but kind of fun. And it played a cool electric guitar riff and stuff. I did dig that. This feels like a step down. Now, as you can see, I have been slowly assembling our friend here. And let's talk about the Megazord. So you can see this. I'll throw a picture up of the new Zord there, the promo images we have. I don't think anyone has this in hand yet. So yeah, as you can see, it doesn't look great. I like the fact that this has the Kutamas here. The other one looks like they're molded in. And you know what? For Sentai mech, this is already super basic, right? So this comes off, this turns around, flip the head, mouth down, legs up here, these little wings out, and there it is more or less. And you know, this guy doesn't even really transform unless you want to put him as a foot, but he doesn't make the best foot. So they're taking an already basic Zord, but high quality. The plastic's high quality. It has electronics in it. And they're stripping out one of the main gimmicks. The plastic isn't going to be as good. I'm going to bet that it is actually smaller than the Sentai release this year. And you know what? It looks like there's no posability. Like, one of the reasons collectors really like the Dino Fury line of Zords is because it was almost like a step between the Sentai version and a Super Mini Pla. Because the articulation was great, and there was a few things that it did better than the Sentai one, in my opinion. However, that one still had some troubling things, like some of the brick connectors were dummy ports, so it took away some of what made the Sentai really fun in the first place. Just kind of boneheaded maneuvers that Hasbro did that I don't understand. So the Megazord, it's not looking hot either, guys, so that's kind of a worry, because I'm kind of seeing bomb after bomb. But you know what? Some of these Zords, when they come out, are kind of lame, but then you add some more on and it becomes, you know, something pretty cool that you might actually want in your collection. I'm just saying the Morpher's not looking hot, and the Megazord's looking like a major downgrade from the Sentai and Dino Fury. And that's really a shame, because Megazords are my favorite thing to collect. They still fire me up. I still get a thrill getting one I don't have, especially now since I almost have a complete run of the North American series. I do have some of the MMPR, older, like 80s Megazords, like the Turbo Builder, Max Magma there, really cool stuff like that. But my goal when I started collecting was do a complete run at least of the Zords, you know, from MMPR Season 1 all the way up to Cosmic Fury. That's my goal. I still got to fill out my Wild Force, Jungle Fury, my Dino Thunder's lacking, but I'm close. Like, I'm talking about a handful. I have a ton. But, you know, overall, guys, I'm going to wait till I get the product in hand. I'm just letting you know the Cosmic Fury toy line is looking pretty shoddy right now. All right, and the final part of this video here, kind of what Hasbro is going to do next and kind of the future of this franchise and toy line. So we know Hasbro wants to make their own universe, which I think is actually a good idea. They wouldn't have to rely on the Sentai footage. They could do their own thing, make their own products there. It could give them the opportunity to actually knock it out of the park. Maybe make the first Megazord in a while. And the US side that kind of actually blew my socks off, made me go, wow. But it could go the other way. You know, they could get really small, kind of like their Transformers. I do think their Transformers are pretty good quality, more or less. But like with the Dino Fury box set on Amazon, for Megazords, you always, in my opinion, get more bang for your buck. For a couple deluxes, you can almost complete like an Ultra Zord or get halfway there. But I do get Transformers that can milk more money out because it is more popular, more profitable, more fans, more collectors. Unlike Power Rangers, they have to keep it, I believe, in a certain ballpark of cost, or it's going to sit on shelves even more than it already is. Which leads me to this point, that they need to fire up toy sales again and get people interested. And so far, the strategy has been, you know, kind of following Saban and Bandai's strategy of making it really silly, really goofy, really kind of dumb and childlike. And I think they're going to have to go beyond that. You know, the TV special they did, Now, Always, and Forever, you know, at times that felt like, okay, this is a good tempo of seriousness. But then other times it was like, okay, we're right back to using fart gags and stuff like that, or J-Borg from Dino Fury. So if they do go more serious, I think that's probably a good thing. Maybe they could do a cartoon for kiddies, get them indoctrinated into the series, and then as teens and hopefully young adults, they can stick with it and buy kind of the Zord Ascension project that Hasbro's getting out and all of that good stuff. So I do look forward to Hasbro, doing their own thing with this series. On the other hand, the fact that they don't have a template and kind of expectations to go off of, they could go off the deep end and really cheap out and make things even worse. You know what? It's a 50-50, guys. But I do think they need to kind of stop, take a look at this franchise. Like the Zord Ascension project, there hasn't been a single release I've gotten from them that doesn't have some kind of ding, huge paint errors or weird design choices. So I think they could be doing a much better job with this whole franchise in general. But I will give them the benefit of the doubt. I think you should too. So, don't let anyone piss on your shoulder and tell you it's raining. By all means, from all the previews and looks we have, a lot of this stuff does look like garbage. And why would we trust them, This writer's strike isn't going to help them getting out new content at all. But you know what? Maybe that's for the better. Maybe they can get people on that do care about the franchise more, in my opinion. And you know what? It might all work out if they take a breather and really put their best foot forward. However, anything could happen, so I'm not expecting much, but I'm hoping for the best. I hope Hasbro does pull this off and Power Rangers does get better, because it feels like we're in a bit of a declining rut right now. But remember, guys, don't let anyone or anything ever stop you from collecting.